Hello there, YouTube. We're doing a little stove maintenance cleaning here. Use a stick as a pointer. I have a brick down in here, and here, and here, and I have bricks lining the stove up about this far. So it's only like 3 bricks across widthwise, running lengthways. But I've left a gap down in here for this air intake. But there is plenty of ashes in here, so this doesn't really get hot. Okay. This piece measures like 2 1/4, whatever. I'm sure it's 2-inch pipe nipple. I will have some pictures of this. What I did is I cut the oil plug out, and this is just piece conduit exhaust pipe. Okay. I did braze the nut on here. On the side, yeah. I'd say once I got it tight, I brazed the nut on. I just used a wrench for a handle. Filled in the hole of the washer. The washer's just brazed like that. It's not an exact science. And I do have a screw for a stop, because I originally had this like this. Well, it's gotten loose and doesn't hold the way it used to. I've been turning it like this. If you put some Teflon tape on there, it's eventually going to get melted. But it does work. I'm going to put some more Teflon tape on it. I've been running it like this to move the lever. You don't want it on top, because it's likely to get more hot. This is just an idea. Just slap a wrench on there. This is just an invention to see how good it works. Well, it's worked so good I may modify it. You can buy a pipe nipple in the store. Take your plug in. Now, do this at your own risk, because when you get the stove kit, they tell you to put it up here. Right in the picture on the box, Vogelvang. There's Brandon. They show you on the box, on the picture, the big one's up here. They probably don't want you doing this. These stoves have a problem drawing enough air. Mostly when you fire up your stove, okay? And I never clean my ashes out completely. See how they're piled up in the back? I'd rather have a slope towards the chimney, because I have a horizontal pipe. I need all the draft I can get. If it was a straight up pipe, well, either way. Okay. What I'm doing is cleaning this out. After a while, I do have a screen I put in here once in a while, and I had some wood pellets to lay in here to help start the stove. But normal burning, stick works fine. I'm just cleaning it out. It gets full after a while. You're not going to get it out when that's screwed in there. I've tried putting a stick up in there. I came in here with my poker and tried doing this with a stick too. Well, it's still only pretty warm this morning, about 50-some degrees. We're still going to fire it up for the day, so we can work out here in the shed later on. Got my little shovel down here. I don't know how old this is, but just catch the mess. And I got my little broom made. You can have a whisk broom, clean up your mess. I try to keep the area around the stove pretty clean, because this is a wood floor out in here. This is an old big cookie sheet. Cut to fit around here. I kind of screwed up when I did it. I should have just cut this lip off and slid it under the bricks. I'd already had the bricks on the floor, so I cut out a hole, kind of pried it up and shoved it under the edge. You can actually see where I spliced it, because I cut the hole a little off. But you're going to do this from the start. Just cut your lip off your cookie sheet. Get it under here before you get your bricks set in place. Makes a pretty good little hearth. I also have a spray bottle. If I drop a couple coals out here or something, I will pick a hot coal up my bare finger and throw it in the stove. Somebody will imitate me. They'll burn their fingers because they pick the coal up and they look at it. I always got a kick over that. Well, he's man enough to pick up a hot coal, I'll do it. Well, they do it and they look at it. They ain't figured out the trick. But I will put some more Teflon tape in there so it's a little tighter. And I'm going to make it, like I said, so it's at the bottom, because it's gotten loose. The wrench will fall down on you when it's hot. But this works good. I would never recommend having this hole straight open. I did for experimenting. When I first had, I made a little knob on the plug to screw it in and unscrew it. Well, I found out I liked this idea. Adjust it. Someday I plan on building a little system with a throttle body off like a 4-cylinder or something. So maybe the throttle body sets out here Because throttle body is just a big butterfly on a fuel injection motor. So it looks cool. I may even make some kind of temperature spring thing or something to where it will close when it gets real hot. So if I walk away, it will close itself the hotter it gets, so it doesn't run away itself. Because you will want to regulate this. You get this stove cranked up, you don't want this open all the way all the time. Oh, you will have such hot you'll melt your stove. That's why I put the warning in there. This is great for starting a stove. You better have a way to regulate it like I did with a little damper. You do not want this wide open all day long. You will melt the stove. It will suck so much air in there. This thing has started like a rocket stove. I should make a video of that when I first start this, what it sounds like. But you get the idea. One brick is shoved that way. You got the two along here. This is only 3 bricks. It's got sand in there, so you don't get so much heat on the bottom of the stove. So we're covered about here. We don't want to throw a lot of heat down on the bricks or the floor. We want to throw heat out. So that's the whole purpose of that. I think I covered that good enough. And we'll see how good it goes. That smoldered out overnight last night. We went on some coals. I shut the stove down and went in. So that's ready to fire back up again. That's nice and charcoal. It ain't going to take much to fire that back up. This is walnut. In fact, these pieces have been seasoned since last year, so they're almost 2 years old. This was last spring's cutting we had done on the tree. Super dried out in the wood pile, even though you might get rained on or something. It's pretty well seasoned piece of wood. So we're off to go get some kindling, some newspaper, screw this back in, and then we'll show you when we fire this baby up, light it up with one kitchen match, and away we'll go. I thought I'd show that. You can buy this pipe nipple in the store, and you can make you one of these. Make as long as you want. I just happen to, like I said, I just happen to sit there and cut out the oil cap, the bung plug, whatever they want to call it, and fitted this pipe in here. You can see where I slotted it, tapered it, pounded it in there, then brazed it together. There is brazing in that little groove up in here. It is brazed in here. But Teflon tape, it will burn off, but it's nice and gooey. That's what I use. I suppose if you use some pipe dope. You know what? I think this time we're going to experiment and use some pipe dope. This was kind of gummy in here. We're going to put some pipe dope this time, just for an experiment. Hope it don't bake on there like concrete. We're going to put a little pipe dope on this. This is starting to get a little rusty. It's getting kind of hard to even start here on camera. Probably a few ashes in the grooves. We're going to try some pipe dope this time. Okay, back to getting the stove ready to fire up, because it is chilly enough where my fingers are chilly. So, let's get this job done. Okay, we have paper down here. I ball up each sheet of paper. I do cut it in strips once in a while. Got my kindling sticks. Various ways of putting the wood in here. Got the bigger sticks. It's kind of hard to see the light. Then I cross. This is that burnt piece that was burnt before. Could be a little closer. A couple more. Off to the side I got a couple pieces of bark. Nice dry bark on each side of the pile of wood. That'll catch on fire pretty fast. Okay, we'll stop here and we'll get a match lit. We'll get this thing going. Kind of see how I kind of cross it there. You can always adjust it later, but I kind of just crisscross it. I've got bigger sticks, about yay diameter, going back and forth. I lay my other dry wood on there, and I just, whatever, just kind of X it in there. I want the air to get flowing, because this is the first load of wood that's going to get fired up. And if it was cold out, I may have even more kindling and stuff. I want a quick, hot fire. I want the air to get to these pieces as fast as they can. These aren't that big. You can see they're not that big. And it's split off. One's a little thicker. So, this is the first fire up. So we want to get as quick as cold, as quick as heat as we can, because, as I said, it's chilly out. It's probably 52 degrees in here. That's still too chilly. But if it was really below zero, like I said, you want to get your stuff done. Get the quickest, hottest fire as you can. Get some coals, and you can start adding the bigger stuff. That's what I do. I try to get the quickest fire going as I can. Get the quickest coals I can. Start adding wood for the day. So we'll stop the camera here again, and we'll get a match lit. If I was on the tripod, I'd just go for it. But we'll get a match lit and get it fired. Okay. We're going to keep the door open for as long as we can. Sorry about that. I didn't have my damper open. Remember, open your damper. We'll keep the door up for as long as we can. We don't want a bunch of smoke in here. Just kind of shut it down a little bit. I like to ball up my newspaper because it has a longer burn time. I may tear some in strips, but it seems to have a longer burn time. Let's get the door shut. Trying to show that roar. I do have my electric heater running across the shop. I don't think it's going to pick it up too loud. Kind of craning my neck to get the camera down here. So it may pick it up good, it may not. Now, we're going to simulate real quick what it's like if you didn't have this extra intake. Remember, this is at your own risk. This is just had the stove kit normal. This is still a little loose. Hopefully it'll tighten up, or I'll put some Teflon tape. I'll put some pipe dope on it. I can hear it. I don't know if the camera's picking up. I can hear more airflow. I started filming as soon as the paper was on fire good. I lit my match. As soon as my paper was burning good, I hit record there. So it doesn't take long. We're on our way. It's warm enough now. You could huddle over top the stove and you can warm up if it was cold. You'd be hanging right over it. I do have my thermometer. I try not to get my stovepipe over 500. I know it's hard to pick that up. That's 500 there, where it gets a darker orange. I try never run my stovepipe any hotter than that, because that is the danger zone. You can buy these thermometers from the same company Vogels that makes the door kit. I think they're $20. They're spendy, but that's cheap insurance, so you don't get carried away and catch something on fire. But there you go. We're ready to do something today once this gets warmed up. See how the air thing works. What's that? This is loose. I'm sure after a while the threads might burn out or something over a period of time. I may have to put some Teflon tape on it. Hoping that pipe dope gets kind of hot and gets kind of gooey, because Teflon tape will melt. It was a little hard getting it out of there. I had to kind of work back and forth, get it unstuck. But I had it this way, but the wrench kept falling down as it got older. It does kind of stay there. I'm going for this way. Nice long handle. So I just grabbed the wrench because it fit on the nut. I got plenty of old wrenches. Thanks for watching.